Hey gang, it's JC, and this is the Daily Dose for whatever day this is, Monday, March 5th. You know, when you're on vacation, you lose track of virtually everything, and we are coming to you today from beautiful Montego Bay, Jamaica, where we have just wrapped up a week here. Yeah, see what's going to happen here is you're going to see a little of this, and then we're going to do one of these fancy special effects wipes. We're going to be back in St. Louis, but as it stands right now, it's Saturday morning, and we're here in Montego Bay. I started coming to Jamaica in 1985 at the San Susie back in '85, by the way, and it's remarkable the way this whole island has changed, pretty much all for the better, by the way. When I came here in 1985, it was almost impossible to find just like a jar of peanuts or a C-cell battery or something like that. And now you come here to Montego Bay, and we went to a place the other day. It was almost like a Walgreens. We went to a place that was almost like a Schnucks. You've got Margaritaville. You've got pretty much all of the amenities now. You've got wireless internet. You've got satellite TV. And so the world is shrinking clearly, because when I started coming here, like I said, back in the middle 1980s, you might as well have been going to Pluto. You were so cut off. But Jamaica still has all those wonderful qualities of feeling like you're really, really far away and you're in a foreign country. When Triple C and I travel this time of year, what we're looking for is a hot beach. And you can go to a lot of places where the weather is going to be really sort of iffy in terms of that. You come to Jamaica, you are going to find a hot beach, particularly this time of year, so that's sort of what it's all about. We flew down here, by the way, on Frontier Airlines. You should have seen the looks on the cab drivers' faces and stuff like that when we said we were flying on Frontier, because if you know about Frontier, it's based out of Denver, I believe, and they have like pictures of, like a moose and stuff like that on the tail section of the wing. And so you always associate flying Frontier with going west to Denver and maybe out to California. But they got direct flights going into Montego Bay now, so you come flying into Montego Bay with a picture of a moose on the side of the plane. That would be like finding a Rastafarian in Denver. It ain't gonna happen. So anyhow, basically things are good here on the island of Jamaica. We had a great time here. Our friend Chef Burke, by the way, who did the honors for us for a couple of the days, is the executive chef over at the Ritz-Carlton. So we were hanging with him for a couple of days and sort of seeing the sights up to his condo. The guy buys a 1,500 square foot condo, beautiful, only 2 years old, in a gated community up in the hills. He's got a view of the ocean from his bathroom, and the price tag on this $65,000 American, which is unbelievable to think that you could live like that. If you had a little spare change, you could rent it out to friends and stuff like that. So anyhow, by the way, he was telling me that Alec Baldwin, Steve Martin, and Bill Murray and his brothers stayed over there, and he's got Queen Latifah, coming in and out of there like crazy. So he's having a good time here. So anyhow, it's our final day on the island of Jamaica. Gotta go now. And so, as we said, back to reality, and through the miracle of digital editing, it's time to go back home to St. Louis. And just like that, here we are back in St. Louis, where the temperature is only about 40 degrees cooler than it was where I just came from. All right, rock and roll poll. Let's pick up where we left off last week. A new study shows only 35% of Missourians have a valid passport, which puts us in the bottom third, by the way, of everybody in the country. So other than Canada, Mexico, and resort, vacation, and cruise ship destinations like Aruba and the Bahamas and stuff like that, where you don't actually spend time in the country, you might just be there for a day or two, or someplace where you're on a beach in Mexico. I'm not counting that. I'm not talking like we're talking about like Germany or Switzerland or something like that. Have you ever been to a foreign country? And that excludes, like little vacation and resort stops and things like Canada and Mexico. You ever been to an honest-to-God foreign country? Yes or no? We'll have results for you in the corner tomorrow here on the Rock and Roll Poll and on the Daily Dose, and of course with JC and Trish every day from noon until 3 on the Big 550 KTRS. Well, a lot of stuff happened last week that I missed. For example, Justin Bieber turned 18 last week, which I guess explains why the life-size Justin Bieber cutout is on the curb with the rest of Jerry Sandusky's trash. Last week, a powerful storm cut through Branson, Missouri, causing an estimated $5.3 million in improvements. Tell that joke every time. I keep telling it till somebody laughs. Martina Navratilova on this year's Dancing with the Stars. Not as a dancer, by the way, as one of the teamsters unloading sound equipment. You know when you can use the word slut when you're talking about a woman?
You can do it like when a professional writer on Saturday Night Live writes it for Dan Aykroyd 30 years ago and he says, "Jane, you ignorant slut." Then it's funny. Or when a professional writer like Larry Gelbart, who wrote most of the episodes of MASH and also wrote the screenplay for Tootsie, writes it as part of a screenplay, and Dustin Hoffman's character comes in and Bill Murray's standing there and goes, "You slut." And it's like the biggest laugh in the entire movie. That's when you can call women sluts. When it is clearly a joke. And all the rest of the times, you're just an idiot if you call somebody a slut. Rush Limbaugh called that woman a slut, then Bill Clinton called her to see if she had plans for the weekend. By the way, there was no word if Nancy Pelosi accepted the apology. Kirk Cameron told Piers Morgan that homosexuality is destructive. Then he finished cleaning Morgan's windshield before the light turned green. Brad Pitt took his son Maddox guitar shopping in Hollywood last week. The best part was when Maddox held up a drumstick and he said, "Look, Mommy." And David Jones' funeral will be held in Florida. Just to be on the safe side, the family told Bobby Brown he's not welcome at it. All right, we have movie news, iconic movies. Good news for Anchorman, bad news for Ghostbusters. Bill Murray doesn't want to do Ghostbusters. So Ghostbusters 3 is dead, and Anchorman 2 is alive, at least for right now. Keep in mind, Will Ferrell has never done a sequel to one of his hit movies. And if you got $350 and you're really a Harry Potter fan, you're in business because the Harry Potter box set is coming out. No release date explained yet. All right, the big splash all over the internet today is Christina Hendricks and Olivia Munn. Supposed photographs of them with their boobies hanging out, and everybody's denying everything, so we don't know if the pictures are real. But they're still fun to look at. Boobies is boobies, right? A lot of people watched Lindsay Lohan's performance on Saturday Night Live, second biggest audience of the entire season. Now, let me tell you something. I didn't get off the plane from Jamaica until Saturday night, and I was busy all day yesterday, so I've not yet watched it. I have, however, seen all the negative reviews of her performance. And why do I have this funny feeling that when I come back from work later today and watch this thing later today or tonight, that it's going to be fine? And if it isn't fine, it's because the writing was no good. And if the writing was no good, it's not Lindsay Lohan's fault. That's the writers, and that's the show and Lauren Michaels' fault. So let me just watch the show and then get back to you tomorrow, because I just got a funny hunch that she probably did fine, or it wasn't her fault if it wasn't. All right, guitarist Ronnie Montrose died. He was 64, been fighting prostate cancer for the last 2 years. He was in the rock band Montrose back in the 1970s, along with Sammy Hagar. Also played on that first Edgar Winter album, They Only Come Out at Night. He's the one rocking out at the beginning of Free Ride, Ronnie Montrose, dead at the age of 64. A new study. Women universally rated men as better looking when they were clean shaven and didn't have beards. Okay, I'm going to tell you something. I could shave this off and I'll look ridiculous. First of all, I look like my mother. I don't particularly want to look like my mother. But I'm going to tell you, I could shave this off to prove a point. I'm just not sure. Men with beards were viewed by women as looking more aggressive and older. Oh, good. Just the two effects I was going for. All right, JC's Eye Candy today. I know it's obnoxious when people show you their vacation pictures, but I got to do it, particularly the shot of White Witch. This is a golf club up on a mountain. It's taller than the Arch in terms of elevation. Higher up there, it's like 700 feet, and you hit that first tee shot, and the thing just goes off into the ether, and and you're looking at the ocean, and it's just beautiful. So that's one of the pictures. And I got some pictures of some of the places we went in Montego Bay. I always used to tell people, if you've only been to Montego Bay, you've not been to Jamaica. I think that has changed because they built some resorts in the last year or two, and oh my goodness, are they beautiful down there. So we spent a whole week down there, and now it's back to reality, folks. Rock and roll poll question for today. Have you ever been to a real, honest-to-God foreign country, one that wasn't attached or part of a, like a cruise ship or just like a vacation destination in Mexico? We're talking about a real foreign country. Please answer down there. We'll have results for you tomorrow right here. That's it. JC's Daily Dose for Monday, March 5th, 2012, a combined venture with Mind Active in beautiful downtown Clayton. Don't forget me and Trish from noon to 3 every day on the Big 550 KTRS. In the meantime, we've beaten this one to death. Have a good one. See you later. Bye.